Hello, welcome to the Roundtable and Couch podcast. I'm your host, Marvin Miles. I want to take a moment to thank you for tuning in. I understand that we are living in a fast-paced world and have a lot of activities we must attend to. So please know that your attention is greatly appreciated, and I am confident there is something positive you will take from the information being provided. Today's topic will cover parenting as a resident and non-resident father. What are some of the impeding forces fathers have to contend with? What are the stereotypes and myths about the role of a father? What are the economic factors that doesn't facilitate a consistent and positive relationship between the child and the father? These are all issues we will discuss during this podcast. But first, I want to take a moment to introduce my guests. Today I have with me Shahib, Mike, Shawn, and Curly. These guests are close friends of mine as well as family. So with that said, let's hit the round table and couch.
Well, I started because I got 3 kids and 3 baby mamas, and I was a non-resident resident parent, and it's very, very difficult to raise children when you're not in their lives, as far as them waking up and seeing you every day
in the household.
Because, you know, being a non-resident parent, you don't see your children as much, so you tend to cater to them a little bit more than what you really wouldn't do, because you're like trying to outshine the other parent. You know, there's rules in their house, there's rules in your house. And if you and the parents, the mother and father, are not getting along, you know, like in my case, it was like I get my kids every other weekend or every weekend. So she had rules, I had rules. And at times I felt her rules wasn't efficient to me, or I felt like, fuck her, and I'm gonna let you do this, let you stay up late because I didn't see you, I buy you this, buy you that, and then pay attention to the little things. And sometimes the women or the parents don't communicate as well, and that's when the children start to get their own path and start being defiant in certain ways.
Absolutely.
And they use the parents
Try to manipulate the parents.
Because they know I can get over on my father. My mother's not having it, so you know it's
Pawns
difficult.
on the chessboard.
Yeah, manipulating the hell out the parents, trying to play two
it's
sides.
difficult.
And pay them against each other. Absolutely.
You have some worst feelings that you could ever have is when you come home from work and the baby mama snatch the kid and take him home.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
All over an income tax check.
Yeah.
I mean, the money
changes.
changes.
And it changes the situation. Now you got to build a new bond, and once you try to build this new bond, is
Exactly.
It's chaotic. But you know what? You love your kids, and then sometimes you say, "Fuck them kids."
Yeah, I always.
And then you gotta just
kids when they don't want
you gotta go. You gotta go through the fog and bring them back, even though they may get away. You gotta go through the fog. You gotta bring them back.
Yeah.
Or at least try until they get to a certain age, and you say, "Well, you know what? Fuck you, and fuck you." Thank God I'm able to get out of that situation where it's all good.
I don't even want to call them bitches, but I just hate when women, bitches, whatever, you know me.
Oh, bitches.
Y'all want to take it, whatever.
Dogs.
So I just hate when they just use the kids as tools. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, nigga, you ain't acting right. All right, well, you ain't gonna see your child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the fuckery at its finest right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the shit I just don't like. You know what I mean? Like, the kid ain't got nothing. Or you tell the truth, you really damaging the child.
Yeah,
Yes,
Exactly.
You think you hurting the father or the mother or whatever. You think you hurting them, but you really damaging the child.
I
You know what I mean?
went through several Christmases where I ain't seen.
Yeah.
So
And
like,
it
what
hurts.
is? And now I'm holding Christmas presents to middle of almost June.
I got Christmas presents from motherfucking 12 years ago.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, nah, that's utter madness, and it can drive you crazy. You know, sometimes.
Yeah,
Shit.
true story. At one point, you know, me and my son's mother, you know, in the beginning when he was young, we went through some difficulties, and you know, she did that. You're not gonna see your son. And I mean, I was arrogant at the time. You know, I was in the streets. I was arrogant, and I told her, "Fuck you and fuck that child. I make 1,000 more." Because that child's not going to dictate my life. You're not going to dictate my life because you have my child.
Dictate your life through your child.
Yeah, but it does happen. You trying to make me do things that
actually drive you crazy.
Yeah, it's not in my parenthood of how I want to raise my child, but you want me to raise my child the way you want me to raise it. It doesn't work like that because we see things from a different point of view as women and as men. So it's like, listen, me coming from the streets, I know what he doesn't have to get into, which she doesn't. Yeah, okay, you haven't been there, so how would you know? Because you stereotyped it, you read it, you seen it in the news. No, I'm actually out there seeing this happen. So when,
and also you ladies, you think it's cool when you say you don't need no man, and then when shit get down and now you talking about something, he wasn't around, but you done kicked the motherfucker to the curb. He just ain't want to give you no more of that, he ain't want that box no more. But he want to see his kid. Now you gonna take that box and make it into a circle because you want some bullshit? Nah, that's crazy. And that kills the kid, and kids clenches on who they see the most.
So no, hold on, I gotta double dutch this shit real quick. I gotta double dutch, cause my son, he's in the house with two parents. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
But it's
the resident. But by the way, I just want to point out these are the two resident dads, right?
But I had my oldest is 24. Okay. So that prepped me into when I
making sure doing what you had to do today. Yes, gotcha. And the two non-residents.
I was saying dick.
Yeah. So what the crazy part is, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I wake up every day with my son in the crib. But it's the funny part about it is, these kids nowadays are smart as fuck. I'm on the phone yesterday with Al, and wifey, he telling Al a story of how my son told her that she's the main parent. Daddy's the side parent. So she said, break it down to me. What you mean by that?
So
he said, well, I know if I really need something done or things of that nature and I need to do something, you're the one that's real stern on me with that. She said, but Daddy, he's stern too, but I know Daddy will give me everything that I want. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And then, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't take it offensively. Because you know what, at the same time, my father had me at a young age. You know what I'm saying? So, and I seen my mother 2 times in my whole life. You know what I mean? So I didn't never know her. My pops had me young. You know what I'm saying? So if my philosophy is, you know what, I better be a better man than my father was, and my son better be better than me. You know what I mean? So I don't have a problem doing this. You know what I mean? And giving him this. It's basically not giving him everything I never had. But I'm still trying to install the tools in him. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Or what he need to survive out here.
Because
you know what I mean?
Been there.
Right.
Yeah, but it's crazy because you know what I mean. Sometimes I do have to check my wife sometimes too. You know what I'm saying? Because she somehow get out of pocket. You know what I mean? And she start believing that fucking philosophy that he's talking about. She the main parent.
But the thing was, what I found out when my child was about 3 or 4 years old when we broke up, I was an emotional wreck. You know what I'm saying? Like a wreck. And I remember when I moved to Parlin with my great uncle, who I consider my dad. I don't know if y'all can see that up there.
Yes, sir. Great
Kelly. Yeah. I remember my son came upstairs from my room downstairs in the basement, and I was washing dishes, and he said, he was 3 or 4, and he wanted me to do something for him. And I remember that my response was no cursing or anything like that, but my response was like real hard. You know what I mean? I was hard because I was still going through, who she with and real talk. So
doing a negative vibe.
I was on that negative vibe, and that clearly was affecting my parenting at that time and shit. So that was something I never forget my dad coming up to me as I was washing the dishes and whispering to me quietly, saying he's only trying to spend time with you.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? And I remember I was like, damn. It was a powerful moment because he was right, and I had to catch myself. Like, nigga, you letting your emotions over your breakup fuck up your parenting because your son, who you love, that nigga over here with a toy trying to get your attention.
It was interfering with your judgment.
Exactly. A fog fucking mind is serious. So that's one incident that people need to be mindful is like when you break up with
R.I.P.
your
Mom
lady.
Dukes, because you told me a jewel and I ain't take it till it was almost too late.
Juvenile.
Son bad. His mama called me. I take him home to mama house, about to beat his ass, and my mother said, "Boy, every time he see you, if you upset, he ain't gonna want to see you no more.
True.
Stop letting her run your emotions."
Jam.
That's how she should have disciplined him before. How he on punishment come to my house on the weekends, and that's when I made a new law. Ain't no punishment when you come to my house. If he on punishment, then he don't need to come to my house. Because whatever your rule,
that's the punishment.
I'm not following those punishments of your punishment.
Because it's basically she dictating what's going on in your household.
And as a man, right?
You feel me?
It caused more mental problems where I'm fighting myself because now I'm married. And my wife's saying what power she got over you. Now she's probably feeling a certain type of way. At that time, I didn't realize it until I realized, like, oh shit, she keeps saying the same shit.
Absolutely.
That means every time this chick called me with some craziness, because that's my boy, my only boy.
You gonna react to it?
And that's because this man lived with me.
Yep.
And he didn't live with me. And that wasn't with his mama when he was consumed. When he was. But that's my boy.
So you was a chessboard. She just moving pieces around.
Yes, I was manipulated like motherfucking titty bops.
It goes back to the dictation, cause this is what it is. It's like, all right, you're gonna do this with my son, regardless of what you're gonna do or how you're gonna handle it. She's telling you, nah, you're not gonna yell at him like that. He's punished, so. You're not taking him to Disneyland. You're not taking him to Duane Park. You're not doing that.
You might
so
have
why?
anything
don't
set up.
I told her ain't no punishment.
But yet you didn't see your child in over a week and over a month, whatever it may be. Yeah. So as a parent, you automatically saying, you know what? Let me make his life happy. Let me make her life happy, and I'm gonna just give it to the child. But we don't think about really why he was punished in your household. You understand? Because, like, all right, she punished you in the household. Why?
Yeah,
because your grades were messed up? Or you didn't listen to her? Okay.
We gotta address
when you come to my house,
School.
I have to address her issue with him here. So it's like, what did you do at home?
Yeah,
so what did you do at home?
You're still a
Dad,
fucking
I didn't
parent.
take the garbage out. Mom punished me and this and that. Well, she was supposed to punish you because she
because
told
you
you to
didn't
take
take
the
the
garbage out.
out.
But
that's what I'm talking about.
Not when I wake your ass
you
up and you finally catch that truck running down the block and you throw the garbage in it. Then I'm mad because I had to get your ass up again.
But being separate parents, you don't look at it like that. You look at it like, oh, this bitch is just punishing him because she knew he was coming here this week. It's not that. It's just that you have to take that extra initiative. But it's really based on
it's garbage.
It's based on the relationship between the mother and the father.
You heard? When you find out the punishment is garbage,
it's female.
You be like, you ain't.
You might have some females that's petty.
Yeah.
That will just be like, all right, matter of fact, you going to your father's house this weekend. You want punishment anyway. Nigga might have got on punishment for some bullshit.
This new era is extra
petty.
You would
never know unless you ask your child.
You would never know. You don't have to ask your child. Your child's gonna lie to you then. Listen, the child's not gonna make it. It's gonna always seem that the child's always gonna seem like they didn't do no wrong. You understand? But you're not there to see what happened. So now you're based off of your anger. You're emotional because you're not together or you want to be together, and that's why you're arguing with the parent because you're not there.
But see, that's your point. That's a good point, and that's when I say let's keep it real, fellas. Because honestly, once we break up with that person, we're gonna have to find a fucking way to parent and to positively. I mean, with your ex. I mean, let's keep it real. I have a great relationship with my son's mother and her fucking husband and their daggone children. This is real talk. No, I'm sorry.
I don't have a personal relationship with their mother.
That's okay.
I got more of a personal relationship with their ex-husband.
But see,
and that's the bad part. So that's what that means.
Sit your ass down.
Yeah.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
Personal.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. The thing is this. If we want to really put it out there to this world and shit and trying to keep things right, because I find at my job, the ladies and the men continually say, Marvin, I have to commend you. Real talk, and I'm not trying to make, because this ain't no fairy tale and all, trying to fluff it up and all that stuff. But real talk, I really do have a great relationship with my son's mother and
That's what's
her
up.
husband and their kids, who are my social kids. They're my social. I call them my social sons. There's a difference between the biological son. Clearly, I know that, and the social sons. And they see me all the time, and they want me there all the time. They FaceTime me, and they might even FaceTime me while we're talking and it's important. And I know it's hard. Yeah, but we all good dudes, dude. I wouldn't even have y'all here if we all wasn't good. Yeah, I got you, bro.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, real talk. I mean, really.
I'm just saying in general.
But that's the part that people don't find, and I know it's difficult as hell. But once I got through that hiccup with my son's mother's husband and met that nigga and was like, yo, this motherfucker cool as hell. I gotta fix myself because that nigga is actually cool as shit, and it's real talk.
Was it that you got over that he's cool as hell, or I don't give a fuck about that pussy no more?
Yeah.
No. Keep it 100.
I said it.
No, we said keep it 100, and that's 100.
That's why I had to bail myself.
About that box.
He ain't gonna be that cool.
But I will say this. But I
don't care if he play basketball with you all day and all that. But you don't care about that.
Last time I checked, look. Last time I checked, all her exes was like, "Yo, he that dude."
But I'll be honest with you. But real talk, that could be it too.
Yeah.
But the point is, we got past it. That's what I'm trying to get to, niggas. You're gonna have to find a way to get past it because relationships. Let's talk about the supports that we had. Because I'll be honest with you, I had supports. I had this nigga, I had that nigga, I had my mother right there, I had my sisters, I had my cousins. These niggas know what I went through and shit, and they're on some deep level. You understand what I'm saying?
Sir.
But I had the supports there, and my other cousin, Bob, we couldn't make it today, but I had them supports, real talk. So I'm not going to front. If I didn't have the supports, it would have just taken me longer to get over it.
But it took you longer because of emotionally.
Exactly,
you know,
that's what's it. Yep.
Men, we're not good with emotions. Mm-hmm. We're physical.
We externalize.
I know I am.
We externalize. And women internalize.
So, like I say, I give Case a lot of credit because I say, damn, at least you waited until you knew, like, you know what I'm saying? When he had Munchie, and I'm like, damn, you having your first child. And me and him went to a talk, and then we'll go back when he had stepchildren and foster children. And I said, listen, you talking all of this, you care. Wait till you have your own and see what happens. And if I'm lying, I'm dying. He'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? Once he had Munchie, his sight of parenting
was different.
But he was still a good stepfather, foster parent. But at the same time, like I told him, when you have your own, that's when you die for yours. You die for yours. Like
that's your blood running through that baby.
Exactly.
That's my little dude.
You know.
I learned that from Big Bro. Big Bro told me, man, I don't care what wifey says or anybody else says. You are your kid's first superhero.
Yeah, absolutely.
They may see Superman on TV, Pokemon, all this other, all that's
cute.
cute.
Or you can be the kid's first villain.
Touch that.
Yeah.
You
You kid's first villain. Dot.
My father
Yes,
was
sir.
my first villain. He died today, but you know.
Hey.
But I
real
hear
shit,
you.
though.
My mother,
it's real
my
shit.
grandmothers, my aunts
some real shit.
raised me. I was raised by women and my project peers and under peers. I was raised by them. My mother taught me how to fight, put me in karate school, put braces on my teeth, made me go to school. My grandmothers.
True.
You understand? So when it came down to the man part, I knew I never wanted my kids to feel the way I felt about my father. So whatever I had to do, even though I was in a separate household, I had to do. And until this day, you know, my kids, they know that their father's stern, but I love them to death. And there's nothing I wouldn't do for them. Be there, cheerleading, basketball, whatever you into, I'm supporting you. I'm going to help you. I'm giving you the best information because I've been through the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
You know, so
that's helping you parent.
exactly.
That has an effect in your parenting, positive way or negative way. Right? I got you. And that's positive.
But that's a problem. That's a
They
problem.
took that away from
With
didn't take it away.
Like when we was all brought up, we used to get ass whippings. That kept us in check. Now you can't even really beat the kids because the kids. I mean, if you do whip their ass, they can go to ACS or
Guess
something, or
what?
to a
No,
teacher
no.
and be like,
How about this?
DCPP
my
diapers.
daddy beat or my
Diapers.
mom is beating
How
on
about
me.
that? You got some
And now-
some
but
school
then-
teacher that they like,
What?
and they said, "Oh, I got my ass whipped last night."
But then the
Why?
crazy
What you
part
did?
is
And somebody who
how they
kid is
always,
not
how
go
they
back and
always
report.
saying, this generation is out of control. It's out of because we can't discipline them.
Yeah,
We can't-
it's limitations and boundaries.
Yeah,
So that's
like
a-
I
so
remember
that's-
back in the
so
days,
that's a policy
I used to have to go and
on
get, I used to have to go and get a
governmental
wrench.
level, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Go get a
Go
whip.
outside
I
the
just
got my
like,
ass
alright,
whipped again 'cause
go
I'm
get the
too
little
short.
joint.
They made it seem that it was wrong.
nigga, not the
because
little one.
They made it seem that it was wrong to spank your child. You understand? They made it seem that it's wrong. So now, if you can't spank your child, how do you get through to them?
But that's what I'm saying. But fellas, point out exactly who they are. You know, for the podcast, you know,
Well,
who
you know,
they are.
they
No,
the
no,
system,
no,
the
no.
government.
It's the
Thank you. That's what I want you
The
to say.
government,
I
the
want
system,
It's
Yeah.
the
the school
politicians.
It's the
system,
policy
the
issue.
daycare.
You know
That's
what
what I
it
want
is?
you to
Everybody
say.
is
Also,
both.
and unfortunately, I said also and unfortunately because I have to say this. Not all my, Caucasians, but a lot of Caucasians doesn't whip their kids' ass as disciplinary actions.
It's kind of
There is no consequences. Is you better respect what I said. Sooner or later you're gonna learn it because I'm doing a lot for you.
Yeah.
Now the minorities, I ain't saying walk on nails, but we was getting our ass whipped. Cause you know why we was getting our ass whipped? Because our ancestors was used to getting their ass whipped for things they didn't even do wrong. So when our ancestors are getting their ass whipped for things they ain't did wrong, only thing our parents know is the whip ass, and it passed on, and it stopped after a certain era. It stopped.
I say it's not. I'm not gonna say Caucasians didn't beat their children.
Not all of them.
No.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I'm
say
sorry.
like this. I'm not gonna say Caucasians didn't beat their children. They fucked their
Oh, yeah,
children
they did.
up.
Some of them,
You
yeah.
just didn't know
Yeah.
because you wasn't allowed to be around them.
Yeah.
So
Fucking
now,
right.
so no. Because
Right.
if you
Right.
listen to a lot of parents, they will fuck their kids up, and guess what? Because of their white, they don't seem like they're beating their children. But being
They're
those
disciplined.
those few people that put scars and
Yeah.
whelps on their kids and they went to school, okay. And in the black family, you know why they had to whoop your ass? Because hard heads make a soft ass. And you know what? As
fucking
many
right.
times as I keep telling you, and that tough ass, black ass skin of yours, I'm going to tear it up. But guess what? To this day, me and Marv used to come home with knots, stitches, and everything.
Ass whippers pay off.
But
Yeah, I
I
watched
understood why
Yeah.
my mother whooped my ass that way, because you know why? the real
He
reason.
said that way.
No,
Yeah,
listen,
for
that
real.
way. There was no man in that house.
Yes.
So my mother had to be the man. My mother had to be the man and the woman. So as being a man, what does she think? Okay,
I gotta throw these.
I gotta
balls.
get this stick. I gotta get this black. I gotta whoop his ass.
I got bust this little bitch ass nigga in the
Yeah,
head. Cause they ain't listening.
Exactly.
I gotta tighten his ass up.
Exactly. No, it's
Because there was no
tighten his
man in
ass
the
up.
house.
real talk. Yeah.
So that's the whole thing about parenting a non-resident. If there's no man in the house, the child will run over the mother to a certain extent, depending on how strong the mother
I
is.
watched
Exactly.
the kid
You know?
hitting on her grandmama last month
See, that's a problem.
on my block.
Yeah, but who on the block whooped that kid ass?
So that's what I'm trying to get at. So
They can't do that no more.
So let's
No
case.
such-
I'm on
such a
case.
thing
Back
as
then,
that.
I got my ass whipped by Mr. Thomas, and he
nah.
sent me up the block to my mama, and my mama whipped my ass again because Mr. Thomas had to
But
put
you
his
gotta
hands
understand.
on you.
Look,
Nowadays, if you whip somebody else's kid ass, boy, you
Not back in the
don't even
day.
want to talk to nobody else's kid
Yeah,
nowadays.
yeah. Good.
We from 30,
exactly.
from 40. We bullshitting, do some dumb shit. A motherfucker from 15 will beat the shit out of us.
Can't do it. No.
Yo,
Watts.
I'm telling your mother and your father and your grandmother.
Mrs.
boom,
Watts, my
now
niece's
you go
mother.
around the corner,
Yeah.
you do some little, fuck that, I ain't worried about that. Look, you around 6 Lord, next thing you know, you do some dumb shit, try to run around 15, I'm in 14. Look, Maisha moms and them fucking you up.
Miss Watt with my
You know what I'm
ass.
saying?
Why?
I ran across the street because you know what?
Because you had a
That
block.
tight community.
Thank you.
They always said, no, I gotta say this. They always
It
said,
changed.
yo, no, they always said,
Good.
it takes a village to raise a child.
Yes, sir.
It ain't like that no more.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you don't even know your neighbors.
Bro.
Exactly.
You've been living next to your neighbors for 20 years and you don't even know them.
Don't even know them. No, real talk.
So
Yeah.
where we grew up was everybody knew each other and we knew our parents. So
had to know
therefore,
Good points.
when you acted up, Back in the days, you couldn't suck your teeth, roll your eyes, or even curse in front of some elderly that
Hell
knew
no.
you, because
They
they
gonna
would
tell
whoop your
somebody.
ass and tell you, I'm
They
telling
gonna
your mother.
tell
Now you
somebody.
scared
Man,
to go
your ass
home
do that shit.
because you
You're
know
right.
your mother
Your
was
mother
gonna whoop
already
your
know.
ass because you didn't want Miss Flora to tell your mother that you was around the corner cursing.
Yes.
And now these kids is cursing at their parents and everything. It's not the system
And the
that
parents
made
are
us
fighting,
stop whooping the kids. Say you can't do it. It was the people in the community. You don't have that. So
I think
now,
it's, I think
if
it's,
I don't know
think it's a little bit
somebody,
of both. I really do. I
I
think
think it's a little bit of
Yeah,
both.
it's a
But
little
listen,
bit of
think
both.
about this.
Most
Your
definitely.
kid goes to school with this kid, right? And they're friends.
Yeah.
But the parents don't know each other.
Nope.
So now, your kid comes to my house, and we're cool. But he's acting up. And I spank him, and, well, you go home and this and that. He tells his mother or father, now we're beefing because we don't know each other. So now you put your hands on my child. Well, you sent your child to my house without no motherfucking manners and not knowing how I do things. We all knew that Miss McKinney didn't play that. Miss Russell didn't play that.
Exactly.
Miss Vargas didn't play that.
Yeah.
Miss Watt didn't play that. And that's what made the kids thicker and stronger because
It's the
they
Thomas
all
on the
had the
White Street,
same,
brother.
Yes,
the
that's
same
what I'm-
quality
It
of
changes.
raising the child.
Same token, to piggyback off of what you just said, everybody you just named was all older. It's not this same generation.
this generation right now.
It's not when
Babies
all them
making
people that
big.
you just named, when they was whipping asses,
It was
like
it was
the
Gucci.
police wasn't
It was
coming,
Gucci.
none of that. Like, oh, you abusing. Don't get me wrong, you got some parents that do abuse their kids.
Yes.
That need to go to
Yes.
jail.
Leon,
Yeah, that was
That
abuse.
needs to go
That
to
was
jail.
abuse
coming out
But
as
then you
kids.
got
Like,
some
abuse.
people
Yes.
that just
Yo, we got a friend
kids
who
know
called
that they
you.
can't get beat.
Yeah,
And they know that they got the
and
system
they
behind
working
them,
it.
so
Yep.
they would work it.
Yeah.
They'd be outside talking crazy, reckless,
Exactly.
and you can't do nothing because you be like, all right, if I beat him, I'm going to jail.
Jail.
Or guess what?
The diapers is
I'm
gonna
telling my
come to
kids,
the house.
listen, listen, diapers gonna come and take y'all. They not coming to take me.
Yeah.
They coming to take y'all.
Let's
Y'all
reverse
out of
it.
here.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
reverse it. I don't want to
Let's
listen.
reverse
Y'all better get y'all shit together.
My nigga.
Shit together.
Toes.
I'm sorry.
Toes.
Yeah,
That's why you
yeah,
work,
like,
nigga.
You still want to play
Stay
Fortnite,
toes.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you want to
stay
do all
toes.
this other shit? Man,
Yeah.
listen, you
Look,
know,
you still want to play
toes.
Fortnite every day, right?
Even though.
Okay, that's going to conclude the first episode of the Roundtable and Couch podcast. Again, I'm your host, Marvin Miles, and I want to thank you all for tuning in. I want to thank my guest panel. We have Chino, Shawn, Mike, and Curly. These guys have put it all out there for you. They put out their personal experiences for you to hopefully gain from. You understand what I'm saying? As well as myself, I put my emotional part out there. So, again, these guys, I definitely want to thank you all again for coming through and for making this podcast, this first episode, happen. And to the audience, if you feel that any of the members have said something that impacted you at the current state or something that you can gain from what they said in your life and take with you in your life, please feel free to show your appreciation, and you can donate to each one of these guys to their Cash App and also to myself to keep this podcast going. Again, this is episode 1. There's a lot of things I want to do with this podcast, and again, your financial support, your financial donations is greatly appreciated. Again, if you can donate to Chino on his Cash App at $CHIALLTHINGS, that's Chi All Things, $Chi All Things, CHIALLTHINGS. You have Shawn, you could $Meccadon, that's $MECCADON 331. For Shawn, that's $Meccadon, MECCADON 331. $MECCADON 331. For Mike, $SHAB725. That's Mike at $SHAB725. B725 and Curly $CurlyOneEil. That's $CurlyOneEil. And of course, if you want to donate to me, the host of this Roundtable and Couch podcast, you can always reach me at $. What is mine? I don't even know my own thing here. That's $M as in Michael, ZEEM as in Michael I. That's $MZEEMI. $MZEEMI. If you like to donate and keep this podcast going. There's a lot of things I'm going to do, a lot of things I want to do. I'm going to be talking about a lot of social economic issues. I'm talking about things issues going on currently in the world, and some issues that you just needs to be addressed. Put it that way, all right? So this is Marvin. I'm going to sign off and tell you all I definitely appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you stay tuned because we got a lot to come. Signing off. Out.